Good morning. My name is Jay Rosenthal, and I'm the Managing Director of Business of Cannabis. Welcome to the Cannabis Daily Show for Wednesday, April 27th, 2020. Since 2017, Business of Cannabis has highlighted the companies, brands, people, and trends driving the cannabis industry. We look to do that here every day. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, and always feel free to visit us at businessofcannabis.com, as well as through all of our social channels, including Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please smash the subscribe button. Of note, today we have our retail series. It's our monthly series. It's brought to you by Leafly and Vetrina Group. We'll be talking about cannabis retail in the tri-state area. That's New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Again, it's free. It's online. It starts at noon Eastern. You can register on the information below. Then in September, we're going to be in New York for Business of Cannabis New York. It'll be our second annual event there. Check out all the details, the information below. Every day you're going to learn more about what's happening in New York. It's going to be amazing. And before we get into today's stories, we, Business of Cannabis, are up for the Best News Source of the Cannabis Business Awards again. We haven't won it since 2019, but they also haven't happened since 2019. So if you are so inclined, we'd love your support. The link about how to vote is in the description below, and we approved this message. For today's stories, Biden grants clemency to people with cannabis convictions. Report highlights the gap between state and federal cannabis laws in the U.S. The Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club meets with Health Canada over higher dosages. And Canopy Growth lays off another 245 employees. For our first story, at long last, President Biden's administration has granted clemency to 78 individuals, many of whom have cannabis-related convictions, this according to a release from the White House. They include Jose Luis Colunga of Juniata, Nebraska, who was sentenced to 240 months of prison time after being convicted of conspiracy to distribute and possession with intent to distribute 1,000 kilograms of cannabis, and Stacey Demers of Constable, New York, who was sentenced to 120 months of prison time after being convicted of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute marijuana and aiding and abetting the possession with intent to distribute. This from the president. America is a nation of laws and second chances, redemption, and rehabilitation. During Second Chance Month, I am using my authority under the Constitution to uphold those values by pardoning and commuting the sentences of fellow Americans. Hear, hear. For our second story, a new report by congressional researchers show the policy gap is growing between state and federal cannabis laws, this in a story in Marijuana Moment, which creates, quote, unique consequences for individuals who act in compliance with state law but violate federal law. Two examples they cited in the report are individuals who face losing their jobs for using cannabis in legal states, as well as consequences researchers and post-secondary students are facing when it comes to research. Quote, other consequences include, but are not limited to, an inability to obtain or dismissal from certain types of employment, the inability to purchase and possess a firearm, inadmissibility for federal housing, and ineligibility for certain visas. This in the report. For our third story, longtime BC-based Compassion Club Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club, known as VCBC, is facing a $6.5 million in fines, in part for dispensing higher dosages than are allowed by Health Canada. On Monday, representatives of VCBC plan to meet with Health Canada to explain why doses of hundreds of milligrams of cannabinoids in edibles can be beneficial to patients. Now, Health Canada doses are limited to 10 milligrams. VCBC has operated since 1996, has more than 8,500 patients with conditions such as diabetes, arthritis, and cancer, and the clients need a referral from a medical professional to try cannabis instead of opioids. Quote, when you eat cannabis as medicine, it's when it can be really beneficial for fighting pain, inflammation, anxiety, and a number of other issues. This, according to VCBC President Ted Smith. For our final story, Ontario-based Canopy Growth has laid off another 245 employees in a cost-cutting move. This in a story from MJ Biz. It equates to 8% of its total workforce right now. According to a news release, the company, which has not yet reported a profit, will save up to 150 million Canadian dollars within 12 to 18 months. Approximately 1,600 jobs at the cannabis company have been terminated since 2020. Those are the stories we're watching today. Join 12,000 others and catch all of these stories in your inbox every day at 7 a.m. Eastern with our Cannabis Daily newsletter. Remember, Sign up and join us at noon today for our cannabis retail series. Now, that was episode 71 of the Cannabis Daily Show. Thank you for joining us on YouTube or wherever you caught the program. Please do subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.